Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traoré has pulled off another masterstroke, and this time it is shaking the very foundations of French influence in Africa, in a massive story that is spreading in West Africa and making headlines around the world. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has just made a secret deal with Russia that has sent France panicking behind closed doors. It is not just about politics, it is about pride, resources, and a rising leader who is rewriting the rules. This deal could reshape the balance of power in Africa, and France is watching their old empire slip through their fingers. What is he really planning? What exactly is in this deal? And why is France scrambling to respond? You are about to find out. Burkina Faso's gold is a big deal. It is the country's top moneymaker. But for years, foreign companies, especially from France, have been taking most of the profits. However, under Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, the government fought back against these companies and tried to take control of its resources. In 2023, after Traoré's government took power, they changed the mining laws to give Burkina Faso a bigger cut of the gold money. They also set up a new state company called Sopamib to run mining projects. But they did not stop there. In August 2024, they took over 2 big gold mines and canceled permits for some other French companies. This was a bold move, and it hit French and other Western companies hard. While doing all of these, Traoré was clear, we can mine our own gold, why let outsiders take it? However, he did something recently that was against everything he said. Traoré has always said he does not want foreigners interfering in his country's affairs and resources, but in late April 2025, Burkina Faso signed an agreement with a Russian company called Nord Gold to mine gold. This project's expected to pull out over 20 tons of gold in 8 years, bringing in about $89 million for the country. Burkina Faso gets a 15% share while Nord Gold keeps 85%. Why will Traoré agree to this? The truth is that this deal is not just about gold. It is about power and picking sides in a global game. Traoré does not want anything to do with France and other Western influences, so this deal is also a signal that Burkina Faso is turning away from the West and getting closer to Russia. But something happened that made this deal possible. In April 2025, Traoré's government said it stopped a coup attempt, claiming that plotters in nearby Ivory Coast were involved. Ivory Coast is a country that is still close to France, so the coup attempt made people suspect that France was actually behind it. Some say the coup attempt was not real, that it was just an excuse for Traoré to tighten his control on Burkina Faso's government. Either way, it set the stage for this Russia deal. But the gold project is just part of the story. Traoré has been building ties with Russia for a while now. In May 2025, he traveled to Moscow for a big event celebrating the 80th anniversary of the Soviet Union victory over Nazi Germany. When he was there, he met with Russia's President Vladimir Putin and talked about working together on military cooperation, science, and education. Traoré even suggested that Russian universities should open schools in Burkina Faso to teach things like engineering to help his country develop its defense system. He also praised Russia for standing up to Western countries and said he wants to learn from them. But this is where it gets interesting. Traoré said that he will not ask Russia for direct military help because he understands that they are busy with their war in Ukraine. However, there are hints of deeper ties. Some reports say Russian military instructors are already training Burkina Faso's soldiers. There are also rumors that Vladimir Putin sent Russian commandos to protect Traoré after that coup attempt. And after the fall of Syria's government in 2025, some believe Russia might send more military equipment to Burkina Faso now that it is free from that conflict. But why is Traoré going all in with Russia? For one, he needs help fighting the violent jihadist groups causing instability in Burkina Faso. But a major reason is that he also wants to show the world, especially France, that his country can stand on its own. The gold deal will bring in money, and Russian support will bring weapons and training. But there is a big question begging to be answered. Is Traoré really breaking free from foreign control, or is he just swapping one master for another? That is exactly what is making France so worked up about the whole deal. France is not happy about this Russia deal, and that is an understatement. France used to run the show in Burkina Faso as its colonial power, and even after independence in 1960, they kept a lot of influence. They had military bases, businesses, and cultural ties like schools and embassies. They even controlled Burkina Faso's economy through the CFA franc. But Traoré's government has been kicking them out step by step. Back in January 2023, Traore told French troops to leave Burkina Faso. They were there to fight the terrorist groups, but they were not doing enough and was just using the country for its own gain. By February, the troops were gone. Then, the French ambassador was also chased out of the country, and French media, like France 24, were also kicked out. In another incident in April 2024, 3 French diplomats were told to leave in just 48 hours after meeting with local groups. Burkina Faso even arrested 4 French people, calling them spies, though France said they were just tech workers. But even though it looks like Traore just hates the French, he is just doing what is best for his country, and he seems to be doing the right things. In a May 2025 interview on Russian TV, Traore accused France of stirring up trouble in the Sahel and using its media to trick Africans. He said that the West, especially France, is behind the region's problems, like the terrorist groups causing instability. This accusation hit France hard, and their president, Emmanuel Macron, called Traore part of a weird alliance with Russia and China, saying they are pushing anti-French feelings to cause unnecessary conflicts. But why does France care so much about what is happening in Burkina Faso? It is not just about pride being a former colonial master. Burkina Faso's gold is a major concern. French companies have made a lot of money from African resources, and losing access to Burkina Faso's mines is a major blow. Apart from that, the Sahel region also matters for global security. The violent jihadist groups there, linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State, cause problems that reach Europe, like migration and terrorism risks. France sees itself as a key player in fighting these groups, but in all truth, they are just a foreign power taking advantage of the situation while the violence keeps escalating. Since Traore chased them out of Burkina Faso for the same reason he is getting closer to Russia, this deal is like a slap in France's face. They had felt that it was only a matter of time before Burkina Faso came back to beg them for support and money, but by teaming up with Nordgold and developing military ties with Moscow, Traore is saying Burkina Faso does not need France anymore, and that terrifies them. France may probably let go if this is only about Burkina Faso, but other countries in the Sahel, like Mali and Niger, are also following Traore's lead. They have also pushed France out and turned to Russia. It is a pattern, and France is worried that it is losing its grip on a region it has controlled for long. It is trying to fight back, and the alleged coup attempt in April 2025, tied to Ivory Coast, a French ally, shows how tense things are getting. France still has cards to play, like its allies in the region and its aid money. But Traore's Russia move has put them on the back foot. Can they bounce back, or is their time in the Sahel over? The era of dependence is fading, and Traore is leading the charge. But why is Traore turning to Russia after his talk about true independence? The truth is that Burkina Faso is in a tough spot. Terrorist groups in the country are causing unrest. In 2024, over 3,200 people were killed in attacks, more than the year before, and these groups have also displaced 2 million people. That is 1 in 10 Burkinabes. The government only controls about half the country, with the rest in chaos. Traore's government promised to fix this mess, and the Nordgold deal is a key part of this. That $89 million, 0 cents over 8 years, could pay for schools, hospitals, or more soldiers. But the Russia partnership is not just about money, it is also about military help. However, Russia is busy with its own war in Ukraine, so it is not clear how much they can really offer. Russia is a better option to the West because it offers weapons and training without preaching about democracy or human rights. That is appealing to leaders like Traore, who have faced criticism for cracking down on critics. But Russia is not doing this out of kindness. They want access to resources like gold and uranium. The Nordgold deal is a perfect example. Russia gets a big share of Burkina Faso's gold in exchange for its support. So Traore is betting big on Russia, but it is not a sure thing. The money and military help could make a difference, but if Russia is just after Burkina Faso's gold, Traore might be making a deal he will regret. If Russia does not deliver, like if the violence keeps getting worse, that hero image could fall apart. Politically, Traore is a star to many. His strong words against the West and his alliance with Mali and Niger have made him a leader who is standing up for Africa. People across the continent are inspired, and the alliance of Sahel states he formed is a small part of the big plans he has. This group is all about working together on security, and they are leaning on Russia for help. This shift is causing tension and is not just making France panic, the US is worried too. In April 2025, a top US general accused Traore of using gold money to keep his military junta instead of helping the country. But this is just because France and the US are losing ground and Russia is stepping in. Nevertheless, this story is bigger than Burkina Faso. It is about a changing world. Across Africa, young people are fed up with the old ways and want leaders who will stand up for them. Traore and his allies in Mali and Niger are doing just that, saying no to Western control and looking to Russia and China for new partnerships. Some call this the new scramble for Africa, where global powers are fighting over the continent's resources and influence. So what is next for Captain Ibrahim Traoré? His deal with Russia has given him breathing room, but it has also made him a target. Western NGOs have started warning that he is practicing authoritarianism. The IMF is quietly cutting funds, and rumors of coup plots allegedly backed by foreign influences are spreading rapidly. But Traoré does not seem to care. In his recent speeches, he has doubled down on national true independence. He has started agricultural reforms, infrastructure projects, and anti-corruption drives. The Nordgold Agreement, military ties, and strong opposition against the West are all part of his plan. Most importantly, he is capturing the imagination of a new African generation, one that is tired of dependency and eager for dignity. But if history tells us anything, it is this: whenever an African leader defies the West, they become a target. Like Muammar Gaddafi and Patrice Lumumba, Traoré has made his move. The question now is, will he survive it? Can Traoré make Burkina Faso safer and stronger while dodging global traps? We will have to wait and see, but this story is far from over. The France-Africa axis is collapsing, Russia is rising, and a new African chapter is being written in real time. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more on global politics and Africa's future. What do you think about Traoré's Russia move? Will this new alliance bring freedom or just new chains? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us discuss more about this.